everyone again. Welcome to GSMCT. So today we are going to be doing a reaction video to House of the Dragons season 2 episode 3. Now before we get into this, I'm going to ask you guys once again to not forget to press that like button and subscribe. And if you have anything to add to this particular topic and reaction or the episode itself, please do not forget to leave it in the commentary section. So let's get into this.
It must be my swordsmanship.
Can you even get that thing up?
Well enough for killing Blackwoods.
Record! Put the boundary stones back.
We didn't move them.
Oh, did they move themselves then?
Oh, we are getting Bayvon Blackwood this episode. Now, I am not gonna spoil it for people that don't know. I haven't read the book, but if you go to TikTok will always spoil things for you. I'm not gonna lie, they spoil it a lot, but I kind of do like seeing it come, and the particular scene that they talk about, actually seeing it in the movie.
Just rolled their way over so Bracken cows can fill their bellies on Blackwood grass.
The Assize at River.
Fuck the Assize. This is our land.
Babe killer.
What did you say?
Don't go back there. You can see he's terrified, but they started the problem, and this is gonna cause much more a bigger problem. It always starts small.
Your false queen Rhaenyra is a kinslayer.
Oh, New Wood's talking. But when the Greens did it to Jaehaerys, did anybody call them a kinslayer? The double standard is clear when it comes to when Rhaenyra does something versus when the Greens do something.
Your uncle declared for Aegon. Did he? Let me tell you. Aegon Targaryen is no true king. Just as you are no true knight. You're both craven.
Wow.
Little gods!
Oh, that look on his face. That is a scary look. Like you pointing a sword at somebody and they're like, yeah, that's somebody that is not really normal, is it?
You wouldn't dare.
Oh my God, and he had the knife through his neck in the battlefield. Oh my God. I said this was going to get big and they were going to fight over this. And this was going to start from something small to something big. And here it is. Eric and Eric being buried. For goodness sake, why are they not buried in a coffin? They're just thrown into the ground, the soil like that, with just a sheet.
He is the basest of villains. He sullies the grave of his brother.
I cannot fault him for keeping his oath.
And what of those who sent him?
Otto Hightower would never have allowed this.
Well, Christian Cole was the one that planned it, and Otto got fired because, he thought that Aegon was going to be, the grandson that would just sit back and let him rule the thing. He didn't prepare that boy for anything, and he got the consequences for it.
Soon they will not even remember what it was that began the war in the first place. That is easy enough. They usurped my throne. That is one answer. There may be another way. Alicent Hightower.
Rhaenys, I love you, girl, but Alicent is not that Alicent you met before. I know she thinks that Alicent can solve this problem because she's a woman and all of this. All of this shit started because of Alicent. All of this shit started not on because of Alicent, because she was the one with, you know, Viserys at the end, and she was the one like, oh, he said he gonna have to be king. She started this whole thing, and her father was already planning on this shit from the start, so makes a lot of sense, huh?
When last we met, Alicent said I would make a fine queen. You've seen what has happened since then.
I do not believe she wants it.
She sent a raven. I do not care to read her message. Alicent is in King's Landing. Her son sits my throne. There is nothing more to be said.
Yeah, she definitely wants the war. Alicent absolutely wants this war. Because why I say she wants this war is because, first of all, you asking Rhaenyra to give up something that is rightfully hers, you know she's not going to give it up.
It's all well, Lord Hand. Only... they'll be waiting.
There's been tidings and...
Forgive my lateness.
Important business, no doubt.
You've appointed new knights to the Kingsguard, Your Grace.
To replace those we lost.
Sir Alric was awarded the great duty of ending Rhaenyra's challenge. He failed to discharge it.
He failed because the scheme was rash.
Perhaps, Your Grace, but we cannot all hide in our castles waiting for war to come to us.
As now it surely will.
As now, it already has. House Bracken took it upon themselves to attack the Blackwoods, who declared for the Pretender. Lord Samuel Blackwood himself is slain.
Good. First blood in our name.
Both sides took heavy losses, Your Grace. I'm not entirely certain we can declare this a victory.
The Blackwoods and the Brackens have feuded for centuries. This is nothing more than an excuse for them to indulge their ancient grudge. It's no true war.
Call it what you will. I call it war.
Aegon at this point, whatever win he can get, he's just trying to grab it. He's just trying to grab whatever win he can get out of this.
We send a raven to Lord Tully. These houses are his vassals, are they not? He must control them.
Lord Grover Tully is a flaccid old fool who couldn't control his cock and a cunny. Begging your pardon, Your Grace.
Do you have any better suggestions, Lord Jasper?
And your brother Darren's dragon nears fighting age. Call on them to suppress the Riverlands.
Alas, they are months away. My lord brother Jason is raising a great army at Castle Rock. In a matter of weeks, he will be able to harass the Blackwoods from the west.
Should we not aim to unite these armies and then strike as one?
The great military mind of the Citadel. Do remind me, which link in your
This council is a joke.
chain denotes the art of war?
This council must rediscover the discipline it lately had if it's to be of any use.
The Riverlands are the key to the war. Harrenhal is the key to the Riverlands. I will ride out with those I can muster here, men I know. Men are trained. I will turn the crown land houses who declared for Rhaenyra to our cause. We will add their numbers to our own and then turn west, where I will enlist the Brackens, subdue the Riverlands, and take Harrenhal.
So impatient to ride with so few men. So like to be destroyed by the first stronghold you meet. Bold scheme indeed.
Well, the gods favour the bold.
They did not favour Sir Eric.
What is her name? Alison is just afraid to lose her F-boy. She's just afraid that Kristen Cole might go out there and not come back, so she's gonna have nobody. Well, she might as well go back to Clubfoot. She over here thinking about Crispy Cole over here.
What say you, my king?
And you'll take Aemond and Vhagar.
Vhagar will remain here to defend the city.
I'll come too with Sunfire.
Aegon.
Your Grace.
You'll need a dragon.
My plan is not to draw attention.
And what will you do if you encounter one or more of Rhaenyra's dragons? She'll want to answer for Sir Eric.
We will be more like to encounter one if we field one of our own.
That is precisely why you must remain, brother. It's a brave thought. But we cannot risk your loss.
Aemon is like, I hope you die. It's not that he wants him to die, but the way he looks at him is like, if you die, I'm the next king. But yeah.
I'm as fearsome as any of them.
I was told you turned back from your ship to bring warning.
I was not believed at first.
You saved my life.
What is the life of a queen worth these days?
I mean, my Saria did save her life. She did, because if she didn't get to them, Rhaenyra would have been killed. Like, Eric was very, very close to killing her.
You wish to be rewarded.
As I would think, you would wish to reward me.
What price would you set?
A place at your court.
You said your earnest desire was to flee Westeros.
And you let me go. You showed me grace when you could have withheld it. I'm not often surprised. I know the workings of the Red Keep, and the movements of those who serve there. That is worth more than gold to you now. I would punish the High Towers for what they have done. But more than that, I know the struggles of the small folk of King's Landing. They will be ruled either by you or by the usurper. And only one of you has shown yourself to be merciful.
Which is Rhaenyra.
I hope you do not confuse mercy with pliancy.
Are they always like this?
Sea Smoke, my late Lord husband's dragon. Has grown restless of late. We cannot know why.
Maybe he's lonely.
Yeah, because his rider is out there. Let's not forget he's not dead.
I've decided to send Joffrey to Ward with my cousin, Lady Jane Arryn. She has pledged an army in return for a dragon, so she will have one. Aegon and Viserys will accompany him until a place of greater safety can be found.
Tyraxes is but a hatchling, and Stormcloud...
I want you to go with them. The Red Keep is in disarray. They have sent one assassin in the night. And their dragons are ever a short flight away. You must take the little ones further.
Rhaenyra doesn't seem happy about this news.
To Pentos, I think.
When my mother died.
It is safer than anywhere in Westeros. Write to Prince Reggio. If he will have you, then go to him. I'm sorry to put this upon you. It breaks my heart to send my boys away, not knowing when I will see them again. But you have seen what may befall them here. Rhaenyra, I need you to be the mother to them that I cannot.
And my sister?
I need Baela here.
Because she has a dragon?
I cannot promise to make you happy.
Oh, Rhaenyra thinks they're sending her away because she doesn't have a dragon. Girl, calm down, it's okay.
But I ask you, make this sacrifice willingly. For all of us.
So this must be Harrenhal. Okay. And Daemon has just arrived. Coraxis.
I, Sir Simon Strong, Castellan of Harrenhal, pledge fealty to Rhaenyra of House Targaryen, first of her name. I swear this by the old gods and the new. Supper is venison with black cabbage and peas.
And what of your lord? Larys Strong, He who sits at the false court of Aegon.
Larys Clubfoot is no lord of mine. He's a scourge upon this castle and this family. Do you not think it strange that his father, my nephew, Lord Lionel, perished by fire? And his son too, here in this damp place?
You can see that that place is literally run down, like absolutely run down. Their chairs, everything. Wow, so was he the one that, is he trying to say he was the one that destroyed it? Wow.
It was the first fire here since Balerion ended the line of Harren the Black. Even in summer we struggle to light the hearths. So no, you will find no loyalty to Larys Strong here, my prince.
Your Grace.
Forgive me, I'd only assumed that as consort...
And we are reminded of the perilousness of assumption.
Indeed. What then brings you to our corner of the Riverlands?
Harrenhal is the largest castle in the Seven Kingdoms. Or perhaps that has escaped your attention.
Well, it is also, not to be argumentative, in something of a state of disrepair. Since your forebear, incinerated much of it with his dragon.
Well, that is precisely why we must bring it into a state of repair.
Your Grace, to what possible end?
There are 40,000 swords in the Riverlands. The largest undeclared host in the realm. Only Harrenhal is of a size enough to garrison them.
You should know that a substantial number of those swords have now declared and are presently at war. Houses Bracken and Blackwood have long detested one another.
Why?
Oh, well. The answer to that is lost in time. Sin begets sin.
Yeah. They've been fighting, so that means they've been fighting so much they don't even know what started the fight.
Summon your Lord Paramount so that I may treat with him myself and turn them to our cause.
That would be Lord Grover Tully, but he grows frail. It's said that he can no longer speak, nor seal his bowels, begging your pardon for the impression. His grip on his bannerman is weak. They feel they can do as they please.
I will speak with him nonetheless. People should obey their liege lord. Perhaps the presence of the crown and a dragon will sharpen minds round these parts.
I'm glad we're together, even briefly. So, Kristen, may I present my brother, Sir Gawain Hightower? Arrived last night from Eltown.
Sir Kristen. My Lord Han.
Sir Gawain, welcome to King's Landing.
How exhilarating to arrive at court after 3 long months on the road to find my Lord Father, who served 3 kings faithfully, unseated as hand of the king. And by a man from such modest beginnings.
Yep. And that would be your nephew's fault. I mean, Christian, okay, when it comes to Christian Cole, Crispy Cole becoming hand of the king, he didn't plan for that. He was just doing stupid shit because of his mad hatred and jealousy for Rhaenyra.
What a giddying ascent the gods have bestowed on you.
That's definitely Aegon's fault.
Sir Gawain has volunteered to accompany you into battle.
The march will be hard, sir.
No one is more delighted than I to march out to war with the Dornishmen. Sister.
I thank your Grace for her prayers. And request that she grant her favor. That her Lord Commander may go into battle with her blessings. In his heart.
Ew. I mean, I hate seeing the 2 of them together. They're like that couple nobody likes and nobody gives a shit about and nobody wants to hear from.
Your Grace.
Still no sightings. No men, no horses. No dragons.
Good.
Then we must seize the hour and act before our enemy does. They have penetrated our castle walls, and now the Riverlands are aflame after the Battle of the Burning Mill. How fares Prince Daemon with our army?
There has been no word from Prince Daemon, Your Grace.
Then we must press what advantage we do have.
And what is that?
Dragons. Send them all out. Start turning green strongholds to our cause. And burn those who resist.
No. If dragons begin fighting dragons, we invite our own destruction.
Well, that means if you do that, a lot of people are gonna die out there. If they do send all those dragons out, dragons are gonna fight dragons, everything is gonna burn. Yeah, that's not a really good idea.
Fear of it is in itself a weapon. The Greens will make the same calculation.
The value of a sword is not within its scabbard.
Well, the Greens are not so clever. Have you seen their council, Rhaenyra? Yeah, it looks like shit right now. I don't think they're going to be planning anything tactical like you are right now. It's going to be a fool's plan all the time from now henceforth. As long as Hightower is not there anymore.
We will secure victory with armies, not with dragons alone. The Greens understand that. We must give Daemon time.
Your Grace, you have witnessed firsthand just how vulnerable you are. Prince Daemon is abroad, and Aegon's factions are enraged at the death of his son. You have never been so exposed.
Perhaps it is time for you to think about secreting yourself somewhere safe, while we remain here as a source of distraction for the enemy.
What the fuck are they talking about? They want her to sit back while they make the decision? What is the difference? It's like old men wanting to run the country, and the person that is supposed to sit the throne is not supposed to have a say. Nah, that's the craziest shit ever.
He proposed to conduct the war in my absence.
It would merely be a precaution.
It would be treason.
Distraction for the enemy. God knows what the hell you guys be planning. Rhaenyra need to be there to make sure that they are all on the same page.
You are fortunate you took it no further.
This council would do well to remember that their queen wears the crown of my grandsire. Jaehaerys the Conciliator. A prudent ruler, the wisest of Targaryen kings whose reign outlasted every other. Even Aegon the Conqueror's.
I bade farewell to Rhaenyra before I returned.
I would fight 100 battles before I went into exile with none but prattling babes.
One of those babes is your heir.
Joffrey. A boy of 6 who knows nothing of the sea. And yet somehow...
It would displease neither Rhaenyra nor the gods if Rhaenyra were named heir to Driftmark.
Lord of the Tides. The girl knows nothing of ships. Nor even of dragons.
There is Rhaenyra or there is Joffrey.
Carlius. I mean, if you want somebody to take over something, then you're gonna have to teach them. You just don't expect them to just wake up and know about everything.
We are at war, Corlys. If something were to befall you,
Then it is well that I am a good sailor.
I cannot spare a fighting dragon, but I send what I can. Stormcloud and Tyraxes are small, but they will grow. It is for you to remind Lady Jane of her pledge. And persuade her of the urgency of our need.
Go safely, sister. I will be safe enough. Far away from any danger with only babes to nursemaid. You do a great service. And may yet find yourself glad to be out of harm's way. Do not coddle me, Bela. Grant me at least that dignity. I meant no insult. We each do what we can. And here, I think, is some consolation.
Tyraxes and Stormcloud are young and vulnerable. These eggs are even more fragile.
And these are the eggs that Dany hatched. She hatched 3 of them. So people were talking about one of the eggs were not there, that they've lost one of the eggs. So that means in Game of Thrones, one of these eggs is still around, because Dany hatched 3 of the eggs. So where is the other one?
But should all come to ruin here, you will bear our hope for the future.
Your Grace.
Mummy.
It's the sad time. It's time for the kids to go.
I feel sad about Jaehaerys. But I ought not to, I think. People die all the time. Especially babes. They're so little, so they're taken so easily.
Sadness is a condition of motherhood.
There's naught to be gained from it. That horrid procession where the small folk all stared at me. I warrant they thought I had no more right to grief than they do. Surely they lose their babes more than highborn ladies.
Helena, I mean, she's thinking about other people. Of course they do lose their children more than you guys.
You have as much claim to grief as anyone.
Yeah, like you thought you have enough right to put your son, the usurper, in the throne as much as Rhaenyra. That's that. Alicent have a tendency for naiveness and jealousy, and a tendency to try to take things that doesn't belong to her at this point. And I'm not saying that, you know, Helena shouldn't grieve. She definitely have the right to grieve. But Alicent is just walking around thinking every shit she is okay when she does it.
And you?
I love Jaehaerys, but my concern has been more for you and what you have endured.
Girl, please. Your concern is for her, what she is in there. She's just afraid that Elena is gonna, tell everyone what she and Crispy Cole has been doing, or what they did when her son was being taken away from her. She's just afraid of that. She doesn't care about anything at this point.
Helena,
I forgive you.
What?
Of course, she breathes, and that means she's not gonna tell anyone.
Suits you, Your Grace. Valyrian steel. Worth more than a castle.
A sight to stir the passions. Aegon the Conqueror reborn.
Just get on with it.
Why the hell is he wearing Aegon the Conqueror, armor and all of this shit? Like, dude, everybody says you're weak. It doesn't matter if you will his sword, wear his crown, and now putting on his armor. Like, you are not him.
What exquisite armor?
I was given the Conqueror's name and his crown, so I shall wear his armor to war.
Another is that his grace was outwitted by his counsellors and persuaded to fly to war with Sir Criston. So the Queen Alicent may reign in his absence.
Larry Clubfoot. He over here staring the pot. Larry over here staring his own pot. I mean, fair game is fair game. If everybody here is moving mad, Larry Clubfoot might as well do his.
With Prince Aemond at her side.
Who spreads these lies?
Tales take on a life of their own, like weeds, unless they are tended.
Well, tend to them then. My father always said he had no use for a master of whisperers. And yet, I find myself wanting for one. I should be glad of your talents.
You honor me, Your Grace.
You could come out with us, my king. Sir Martin has a new squire that wants bedding in.
He's never fucked a woman.
Keep yourself down, eh? You're telling this fellow all about you.
Lads. Although it said even dawn mourned the passing of my grandsire, is that so?
Who was your grandsire?
The Conciliator.
King Jaehaerys. Thousand apologies. Please, continue.
Look. I really shouldn't be telling you this. It could cost me my head.
You are saying you're a Targaryen?
I'm the son of Balon the Brave.
So he was one of the bastards. These are one of the bastard kids that the Targaryens have around, okay?
Bastard brother to Prince Daemon. And the late King Viserys. Uncle to the one true queen, Rhaenyra Targaryen. The blood of the dragon runs through these veins, and yes, men would take my head for it.
You do not look very much like King Jaehaerys.
He said one true queen, so he accepts Rhaenyra as queen. It's a good thing seeing the, the forgotten kids siding with her.
Or Prince Daemon. By his hair.
Yeah, because I'm their half-brother, you fuckwits.
All right.
I'll tell you who else doesn't have silver hair. The rightful heir to the Iron Throne, my nephew, Prince Jaehaerys Velaryon.
Everywhere just went quiet.
All hail the king!
All hail the king! He was the first one to shout all hail the king because he doesn't want, he's hoping he didn't hear that shit, or if not his head would have been rolling.
Drinks for all! At the pleasure of the crown!
I know just the tutor for you, my boy. Her name is, Sylvie, or Chelsea, or... I don't know, something like that.
He found Aemon.
Aemon the Fierce! You have come so far, and yet you still lie with your very first. What a fine, sweet thing. Did you fuck her like a hound? Woo! Woo! Woo!
This guy, you continue taunting your brother. He even at this age, and Aemon over here was having all those anger for Lucerys. Boy, you should have had that same anger for your brother. Look at how he's taunting you over here. At this point, it sounds like the taunting will never end for Aemon.
You see, I do not exaggerate. Such is the madam's prowess that even now my brother will not sample another.
Your squire is welcome to her.
Oh, I never want to see these again. I think I've seen enough. My eyes hurt at this point.
One oar is as good as another.
Sir Gawain, our company is camped back yonder.
On the cold, hard ground. Which is why we make for the bull. A tavern with an excellent reputation on the Rosby Road, not 2 miles away from memory serves.
We march to make the first strike in the name of His Grace.
I assure you, my nephew will not begrudge me a night of comfort.
We're exposed.
What? Cole?
Get to the trees!
Ooh, homegirl is going after them. was closed. Although Rhaenyra said do not engage. I mean, technically she didn't engage, she just scared them away.
They know we're abroad, they'll be hunting. And we must move under the trees and by cover of dark starting tonight. And no fucking inns.
Sir Criston Cole. With some half-dozen other knights, I'm sure of it. Perhaps a scout party for a greater army.
The Ravens confirm it, Your Grace. Lord Farringer's reported a larger force moving northeast towards Rosby.
Could you be certain it was Cole from such a great height?
It was not such a great height, Your Grace. You said not to engage, so I didn't. Exactly.
Yep, I mean, that's what you said.
Your Grace, we commend the Lady Baela for her sharp eyes. But we can tarry no longer. The time for action is surely now.
Your Grace, I must agree. And request your permission to return to Rook's Rest and fortify my lands.
I shouldn't fret, Lord Simon. They'll be making for Harrenhal.
'Tis Prince Daemon who ought to worry.
Prince Daemon has Caraxes.
Cole will look to increase his numbers, and he may call upon a dragon of his own. This is why you must act now. Your Grace.
I have heard your arguments. And will consider them.
Rhaenyra is taking her time. She's taking too much time. I understand also she doesn't want to be the first one to start a war, a direct war. But if you don't get all your people together and you let these greens to walk around grabbing everybody out here, you'll be done.
Always coming and going, aren't you? And I have to clean up afterwards.
Oh my god, young Rhaenyra. Sleepwalking?
You will die in this place.
I heard some people talking about her and that she's a witch or something, so that she's a witch, not something, so that she's the witch.
What do you know of the movements of Alicent Hightower?
Did you take her hostage? Or kill her outright?
I would speak with her.
Rhaenyra, this is the stupidest idea you've ever had. You want to go speak to Alicent when, the pot is literally boiling already, girl.
Myself. She sent a raven. She has expressed her remorse.
You can have a message brought to her, In secret.
She would not agree to it. She would suspect some subterfuge, as would I if I received such a message. I must see her, face to face.
She is the Queen Dowager. She goes nowhere without many eyes watching her. Unless there are fishing boats aplenty in the bay. The city depends on them. Daemon made the journey unhindered.
But if I'm recognized?
You may be surprised to learn it, but most folk pay no mind to a woman who has not dressed as a queen or lured herself with the eyes of men.
She is seriously gonna do this? This is the stupidest idea ever. Oh, she's dressed as a nun.
No, no. If I could cry out, your knights would find me. I would be taken or slain. Though not before I killed you.
If you cry out, she stabs you. If you cry out, she stabs you.
We watched the tourney together, you and I. The day my brother was born. We knew, even then, that men trained up for battle are eager to fight.
Girl, you're out here wasting your time. This girl over here, Alison, has made up her mind already. She just won the crown for... See, the whole thing, people are thinking that Alison is fighting for this crown so that Aegon can be king. No, she just want to have her own mind. She want to be able to speak, but she doesn't want anybody else to speak.
To seek blood and glory. But you, I know you do not have that desire within you. Rhaenys has counseled me. She said she saw in you a wish to avert the worst of what may now come.
So you've come to surrender then?
That's the madness I'm talking about.
I have come to see if we may uncover some path towards peace. My dragons are restless, they smell battle. But if you and I may come to terms...
There are no terms now.
That's the thing with Rhaenyra. She doesn't understand. Your son is dead. And these mofos sent a knight to kill you, which he was almost successful. And you are out here talking about I want peace. Girl, ain't nobody talking about peace after that bullshit.
You have no army. Your allies turn from you when they hear of your depravity. Your hands are bloody to no crime. I could never have imagined you...
The trespass was...
Your hands are bloody to the crime. Look who's talking. I swear to God, the hypocrisy of the Greens really pisses me off. Every time I hear them speaking as if they are righteous and they had nothing to do with all this bullshit, it really, really pains me and make me... I just look at them like, what the fuck is going on in these people's brain? Talking about your hands stained with blood and all this bullshit. Your hands are stained with blood too. You almost killed her, number one. And your son killed her son. And you acting as if she started this whole shit. Meanwhile, your household started it.
Not mine. Oh, think what you will. I am a mother too, and you have yet to answer for the murder of my son.
I repudiate that act with all my heart.
Of course you do. I'm usurping my rightful inheritance. Have you now stooped so low that you will countenance the suffering and death of thousands in order that your feckless son...
Your father changed his mind.
Lie.
Oh, so you say. And so your father has proclaimed to the realm. I saw the king that night. Mere hours before I left him, he had affirmed my right to the throne. A right he upheld steadfastly every day of his life after my mother died. My father loved me, Alicent. And I believe he loved you, too. Did you betray him at the very last? When was your plan first laid? Was your ambition so keen?
He changed his mind, Rhaenyra.
No, he didn't. You changed. In fact, he didn't change his mind. He was talking about the prophecy. Her fucking head was thinking about Aegon. She was thinking about Aegon, her son. Meanwhile, Viserys was talking about Aegon the Conqueror. This is why you don't name people in your family the same name, because fuck this shit. Nobody knows which one you're talking about when you're delusional.
He changed his mind. I have been at times unkind, but never untrue. I pronounced before all gathered in that room that you would make a fine queen.
Did he speak my name?
He was weary. It was hard at times to understand.
How he was weary and was hard at times to understand, but you could understand. Put your son Aegon as the new king. Like this, the delusional. So you are confessing that he was weary and had to understand, but when he was talking about a prophecy about Aegon the Conqueror, your ass thought he was talking about your son, but then you understood his words. The nonsense.
But he spoke Aegon's name. He said he was the prince that was promised to unite the realm.
What?
I desire peace as you do, but to possess...
Did my father use those words? The prince that was promised.
Look at that Alicent's face. She's like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck did you two talk about? Yeah, because your son was never made to become king in the first place, Alicent. She doesn't even know shit.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
You fucking liar. He told you about the Song of Ice and Fire. This bitch lying her teeth off today. Like today, she really lied. She lying. Oh, like, okay, then explain to her what all the things that he told you about this song.
He spoke to you of the Song of Ice and Fire.
She does not know shit. She doesn't know what the fuck Rhaenyra is talking about.
It's a story he once told. About Aegon the Conqueror.
Oh, look at her face there. She's like, wait, he was talking about Aegon the Conqueror? Yeah, but you were so blinded by your greed and your ambition of putting your son in that throne. And he didn't say Aegon her son. He was talking about Aegon the Conqueror. All she was hearing was Aegon my son.
You must go before you are discovered.
There's been a mistake.
There's been no mistake.
Please. You can prevent this, Alicent. A terrible war is looming. And even victory may be so bloody as to become a loss. Do not let your pride blind you.
There's been no mistake.
Yep. Alicent has already made a choice. This girl was a jealous prick from start. So this is the thing. This is the kind of friends you go out with and they be making fun of you and be talking about, oh, it's just fun. I was just, it's just funny. I wasn't really, I didn't mean it in a bad way. These are the kind of friends you get. And when you get in the good place, they try to stab you in the back or try to take your shit.
My father has gone from court. God is on the march, Aemon.
How is that Rhaenyra's fault?
You know what Aemon does? It's too late, Rhaenyra.
Alicent.
Okay, everybody, thank you for sticking with me and staying this long and watching this whole, reaction video. I think this particular episode was on fire. I absolutely loved it. I just have a problem with Alicent, and I have a problem with Rhaenyra thinking she'll going to King's Landing is gonna change Alicent's mind, because we all know she is not gonna change Alicent's mind. Everybody already knew that. I'm happy that she now figured it out on her own. I just hope that she gets out of that place safely, because that was a very crazy, stupid idea to go over there to talk to this crazy, delusional girl, Alicent. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna say this. I hope, Crispy Cole gets whatever is gonna be coming to him in the next season, or whenever that, whatever is coming to him is gonna come to him, by the way. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say this. Do not forget to press that like button, subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.
All of you, everyone down! All of you! I bring suitors to dust. All of you.